Have you ever felt that something is fundamentally wrong with the way we live, that our so-called civilization is actually making us unhappier and unhealthier? It's a provocative thought, isn't it? Hello and welcome to A's Book Talk. Today, we re-diving into a work that challenges the very foundations of modern society, Civilization, Its Cause and Cure by Edward Carpenter. Carpenter, a fascinating and somewhat controversial figure, lived from 1844 to 1929. He was an English socialist poet, philosopher, and early advocate for many progressive causes, including sexual liberation, environmentalism, and animal rights. Coming from a privileged background, he eventually rejected the conventional life expected of him, resigning his position as a clergyman and embracing a simpler, more communal way of living. This personal transformation deeply influenced his writing, and his critique of Victorian society resonates even today. Civilization, Its Cause and Cure, originally published in 1889, is Carpenter's most well-known work. In it he argues that civilization, far from being a positive force, is actually a disease, a departure from a more natural and healthy state of being. He traces the development of civilization from a state of savagery, which he sees as relatively harmonious and fulfilling, to the complex, industrialized, and alienated society of his time. Carpenter's central argument revolves around the idea that civilization creates artificial needs and desires, leading to a constant state of dissatisfaction. He points to the rise of materialism, competition, and social hierarchies as key symptoms of this disease. He argues that as societies become more civilized, they become increasingly detached from nature, from their own bodies, and from genuine human connection. The book explores various aspects of this civilizational disease. Carpenter critiques the division of labor, arguing that it alienates workers from the fruits of their labor and stifles creativity. He criticizes the obsession with wealth and status, which he sees as a source of anxiety and social inequality. He also points to the environmental destruction caused by industrialization, warning of the long-term consequences of our disregard for the natural world. Carpenter doesn't just diagnose the problem, he also offers a potential cure. He advocates for a return to simpler living, a greater appreciation for nature, and a more egalitarian social structure. He emphasizes the importance of physical labor, artistic expression, and spiritual growth. He envisions a future society where people are more connected to themselves, to each other, and to the earth. One of the most interesting aspects of the book is Carpenter's discussion of health and disease. He argues that many of the illnesses that plague modern society are not simply the result of germs or genetic predispositions, but are rather symptoms of a deeper societal malaise. He believed that stress, anxiety, and alienation weaken our immune systems and make us more susceptible to disease. He championed a holistic approach to health, emphasizing the importance of diet, exercise, and a positive mental attitude. Carpenter's ideas were radical for his time, and they continue to be relevant today. His critique of consumerism, environmental degradation, and social inequality resonates with many contemporary concerns. While some of his views might seem overly romantic or utopian, his call for a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life is hard to ignore. So, what are the key takeaways from Civilization, its cause and cure? Perhaps the most important is the idea that progress is not always linear. Just because we have more technology and material wealth doesn't necessarily mean we are happier or healthier. Carpenter encourages us to question the values of our society and to consider whether we are truly living in a way that aligns with our deepest needs and desires. Another valuable lesson is the importance of connection. Carpenter reminds us that we are social creatures, and we need meaningful relationships with others to thrive. He encourages us to cultivate empathy, compassion, and a sense of community. He also reminds us of our connection to the natural world, urging us to protect and cherish the environment for future generations. Finally, Carpenter's work encourages us to be mindful of our own consumption habits. He challenges us to ask ourselves whether we are truly happy with the things we own or whether we are simply chasing after fleeting pleasures that leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled. He suggests that we can find greater satisfaction in simpler things, like spending time in nature, pursuing creative hobbies, and connecting with loved ones. Civilization, its cause and cure is not an easy read. It challenges many of our assumptions about progress and success. But it's a thought-provoking and ultimately inspiring book that can help us to live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. It's a reminder that we have the power to create a better world, one that is more just, sustainable, and compassionate. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Edward Carpenter, Civilization, its cause and cure. If you found this discussion insightful, please like this video and subscribe for more book recommendations. What are your thoughts on Carpenter's critique of Civilization? Share your opinions in the comments below.